something inside of me just really ached. It felt really special to realize I could create art that didn't just stand alone. It helped amplify someone else's message and voice. And in that essence, it became so collaborative and felt like I was stepping into this collective consciousness of artists, where it wasn't just about my career path, but all of ours, every person that I work with, every single person that is in front of the camera, it's also their career just as much as it is mine. And I love being that method that they're able to showcase those talents. And when I did that photo shoot, I started exploring naturally other methods of photography. I launched into family and maternity and weddings, events, sports, wildlife. I even did a season as a school portrait photographer. I really just tried everything to see what I liked. And I learned a lot through that process, but most importantly, I learned where my heart was. And I kept coming back to that day in our living room. And something about that pull really brought me back into wanting to help artists and represent them through visuals that really aligned with their brand and their art, and something they were really proud to put out and excited to share, excited to like get ready to put out their next post because it looks really awesome and it sounds just like they wanted. That became really inspiring. And I think what helped it become more viable and real as a career path was then receiving community support. That was a huge factor in what started as a dream through the art startup pitch program that Maddie and I were both fortunate enough to advance to the finals and participate in a few months back. Through winning that with Chilliwack Community Futures, that unlocked so much more support. That came with a spontaneous residency, the first ever at the Cultural Center, which was such a blessing. And through that support, it started to feel like a real career path. And that's something that is so special to my heart and really sent me the message that what I was doing, what we were doing, what me and all of my clients are doing is worthwhile and viable at the same time.
So now you are booking Brooke. That's your label on Instagram. What kinds of assignments? We're going to see a bunch of imagery here, obviously, but just give me a sort of a what are the ones you go, oh, I've got to do that. That is the image I want to capture.
Absolutely.
What really brings out the passion?
What I really love is anything that can tell a story. I love set design. I love styling. I love using props. And I really love working with brands, artists, and businesses that want to stand out first and foremost, whether that's doing like horror-inspired photos for a hairdresser named Ashley Scissorhands, or that is taking pizza slices and putting them on fishing line and making them levitate for elevated pizza. It's just, I really love anything that's a little unorthodox, a little unconventional, and also fun. Something that makes you scroll and say, whoa, who is that? What is that business? What are they doing? It's kind of weird. I kind of like it.
I shot the introduction video, and you had these amazing props. I mean, these masks for that shot, props are part of what you do. You bring a look to the shot. So let's talk a bit about your process a little bit. Where does that all come from?
Well, when you were filming that intro footage, we were actually in the middle of preparing for a gallery debut at the Chilliwack Cultural Center that should go up in a few weeks for their Queer Arts Festival to partner with some of their shows, namely being Shades of Identity. And yes, all of that is collaborative. All of the props create a vibe and a moment, and without them being there, it kind of takes you out of what the story that you're trying to tell is. So when you have that popcorn there and you're in the theater, it puts you there. You have the smells of popcorn like you would when you're sitting in the theater. And you can really connect with that by having these props around you that really help to translate to the model and to me what we're curating at the time that we're curating it. And it reminds us of what the message we're trying to create and story we're telling is. And it's all very collaborative in the sense that when clients come to me, and we do their intake, it is either they have an idea already, say, I really want to do a shoot around this, or I have a business, this is my business, or they have a mood, I really want something edgy, or I want something soft and ethereal and a little bit kind of girly and cutesy. It really depends on what they come in with, and then from there, I usually pitch a variety of mood boards kind of all over the map that I think would fit that brief. We look at those together, we say, does this fit for your business, your brand, or what you're trying to create? Once we land on something together, then that really fun process starts of, okay, how do we source props? What do we need for this? What do I own? What can I repurpose? A lot of my shoots that you'll see are things we own. Waffles from my fridge. Eggs from my fridge. That's what I love to do.
What was going on here? This is a fascinating.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes, the syrup out of the mouth. We were, in this one specifically, which I love to get the space to discuss it, because it was a really, we sort of flipped the script on this photo shoot, because this is my wife. And normally when she needs photos, I've created this album, I have this song, this is already the concept. I need photos that tell that concept. But we were sitting and she said, how about you create a concept, anything, and then I'll make a song that matches that after I get the photos. And so that was really fun. And that song should be coming out really soon as well. And she also secretly really hates eggs. So I thought it would be really funny to put some eggs in her shoot and make it breakfast themed.